welcome to the deep dive. Today, well, we're focusing on a really major moment in tennis.
A huge one.
Novak Djokovic getting his 100th ATP Tour level title. That was at the Gonet Geneva Open just this past Saturday, May 24th.
Yeah, 2025. And I mean, 100 titles.
Yeah.
That's not just another win.
No, definitely not. It puts him in incredibly rare company, really elite territory.
Absolutely. In the Open era for the men's game, getting to triple digits.
Yeah.
It's just an exceptionally small club. We're talking about legends.
Exactly. Just two other men have done it. Jimmy Connors, he's got the record at 109.
Still holding on there.
And then Roger Federer, of course, with 103. And you, our listener, you've sent us some great articles on this, some really good content. So our mission for this deep dive is to really get into the significance of this 100th title, explore that journey to get there and understand why this is such a remarkable achievement for Djokovic, especially now.
Okay, so where do we start?
Right.
Geneva, the final itself.
Let's do it. That final against Hubert Hurkacz.
Right, it was a real fight. 3 sets, 5-7, then 2 tiebreaks, 7-6, 7-6.
Just ones.
Very. And what's interesting is what Djokovic said afterwards. He was pretty open about it, saying he felt Hurkacz was, maybe the better player for large parts of the match.
Yeah, I saw that quote. He even said winning felt like a miracle. I mean, that tells you how tough it was.
It really does. Yeah. And this was his first title since the Olympics in Paris last year. That huge gold medal win.
Right, that elusive gold. And he'd lost his last 2 finals before Geneva, hadn't he?
He had. So you can imagine there was maybe a little extra pressure, a bit more weight on this one.
Definitely. And get this, he turned 38 just 2 days before winning. 38.
Incredible, isn't it? To still be competing at that absolute peak level, winning titles deep into your 30s. Yeah. It's just, wow. Speaks volumes about his dedication.
His conditioning, his commitment.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder about the specifics of his training.
You really do. So back to that exclusive club. We said Connors, Federer, now Djokovic. 3 men in the Open era at 100 ATP titles.
And just to underline how exclusive it is, the next guys on the list. Ivan Lendl, 94. Rafael Nadal, 92. Still amazing careers, obviously. But that gap to 100, it's significant.
It really puts it in perspective. Really. And, just for context, on the women's tour, you got Navratilova with 167.
Wow.
Chris Evert at 157 and Steffi Graf with 107. So more women have crossed that 100 mark.
That's interesting. Why do you think the men's list at the very top is shorter? Maybe the intensity of those top rivalries, career length?
Could be a mix of things. Maybe the physical toll over best-of-5 sets at slams plays a part too. Different eras.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Yeah, something to think about. But let's look at Djokovic's path to 100. It's quite the story from where he started.
It's definitely. His very first title, July 2006, clay court event, Amersfoort, Netherlands.
And the prize, a silver-plated iPod.
Yeah. Seems almost quaint now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what's really telling is who he beat in that final, Nicolas Massu. And Massu said, even back then, he saw Djokovic's spectacular potential. An opponent saying that after losing a final. That's quite something.
That really is foreshadowing. Okay, so fast forward a bit. Key steps. First Masters title, Miami 2007.
Yep. Then the big one. First Grand Slam, Australian Open 2008. Getting that monkey off his back.
But 2011, that seems like the real transformation year, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That's when he famously adopted the gluten-free diet. He credits it, for boosting his endurance, making his serve more potent.
And the results spoke for themselves.
They really did. 10 titles that year, 3 Grand Slams. Just an incredible run. It felt like a switch flipped. It was more than just diet. It felt like a whole new level of focus.
A holistic approach, yeah. It was pretty stunning at the time. And then there's that achievement. The career Golden Masters.
Winning all 9 Masters 1000 events.
Not just once.
Twice.
Yeah.
Doing it twice it shows unbelievable consistency across all surfaces, all conditions, year after year.
Truly remarkable. And leading up to 100, we have to mention title number 99.
The Olympic gold. Yeah. Paris 2024. Yeah. The one he really, really wanted. You could see how much it meant. It eluded him for so long.
Such a huge moment. Okay, let's break down the 100 titles a bit by level.
Right. So 24 Grand Slams. 7 ATP finals titles, 40 Masters 1000s, that 1 Olympic gold.
Okay, that's already what, 72?
24 plus 7 plus 40 plus 1. Yeah. Oh, wait, let me recheck the notes. 71 titles from those big stages, Grand Slams, ATP finals, Masters, Olympics, then 15 ATP 500s and 13 ATP 250s.
So 71 out of 100 are from the biggest events. That's That's dominance.
That's the key point, isn't it? It's not just racking up wins at smaller tournaments. It's consistently winning on the absolute biggest stages against the best players when it matters most.
Performance under pressure. And what about where he's won them? The geography.
Also impressive. Titles in 19 different countries. The U.S. leads with 18. Then Australia, France, UK all tied with 12. China's up there with 11.
Wow. A truly global champion.
Exactly. Winning across that many countries, different climate, surfaces, time zones, it shows incredible adaptability and professionalism.
And by city?
London and Paris are top, 11 titles each. Then Melbourne with 10. Beijing, Miami, Rome, 6 each. Dubai, Indian Wells, New York, Shanghai, 5 each.
And Geneva makes its city number.
29. The 29th different city where he's won a title. It's like mapping his career across the globe.
Amazing. And surfaces, we know he's versatile.
Hugely. So 71 titles on hard courts, which makes sense. That's most of the tour. Within that, 52 outdoor, 19 indoor.
Okay.
Then 21 on clay, all outdoor, and 8 on grass, all outdoor.
So the 100th coming on clay, kind of fitting, showing that all surface mastery continues.
Yeah, I think so. To be that good on hard, clay, and grass requires such a complete game, constant adjustments.
Yeah.
It's really the mark of an all-time great.
And speaking of greats, you can't talk Djokovic without the rivalries. Beating Nadal and Federer in finals.
So many times. Nadal's the opponent he's faced most often in finals. And Federer, beaten 13 times by Djokovic in finals. Remember Federer predicting more battles after their first Slam final? He wasn't wrong.
Those matches defined an era, with Murray in there too, the big three, big four.
Absolutely. They pushed each other relentlessly. The level they reached, the tactical battles, just incredible tennis for us fans.
And the range of opponents he's beaten in finals is interesting too. From Guillermo Canas, the oldest, to Carlos Alcaraz, the youngest, spanning generations.
It really does. And that little detail about Nicolas Massu.
Oh, yeah.
Being there for title number 1 as the opponent, and title number 100 as Hurkacz's coach.
That's almost unbelievable, like something out of a movie script.
It's those little connections, those threads through time that make sports history so fascinating, isn't it?
It really is. So he's got 100 titles, his 38. What's next? What's the motivation now?
Well, the big one seems to be the overall Grand Slam record. He's tied with Margaret Court at 24 right now. Getting to 25 would give him the standalone record across men's and women's tennis. That's huge.
Okay, so that's number one priority, probably?
I'd imagine so. Then, potentially catching Federer's 103 titles and then Connor's 109. That's still a way off. Needs a few more strong seasons.
But he seems up for it. He said himself, as long as he feels he can compete at the highest level, the motivation's there.
And he's heading right into the French Open now. Chance for Slam number 25 and potentially his 12th title in Paris.
Which would make Paris his most successful city, title-wise, right, ahead of London.
So lots still on the line. His ability to maintain this level deep into his 30s, it's just phenomenal. How long can he keep it going?
That's the big question. And, it's worth touching on his character, his team, too, the Geneva speech. He was very gracious to Hurkacz.
He was, thanking him, acknowledging the fight, Hurkacz's injury. That's real sportsmanship after a tough match. Shows maturity.
And he thanked his family, his wife and kids for coming, even briefly. Mentioned his extended family in Geneva, too. That support network, clearly vital.
Oh, absolutely critical for any top athlete.
Yeah.
Having that foundation, that encouragement, you can't underestimate it. He seems very aware of that.
And finally, thanking his team for sticking with him through good times and bad, even, as he admitted, through his on-court frustrations during that final.
Yeah, acknowledging the team effort is important because it really is. The coaches, physios, hitting partners, that they're all part of navigating the pressure cooker of pro tennis.
Definitely. So wrapping this up, 100 ATP titles is just an immense achievement. Puts Djokovic right there with Connors and Federer in that very specific category. A testament to his skill, his longevity, his sheer will to win.
It absolutely cements his place among the very, very greatest. Which leads us to that final thought for you, the listener. With this milestone and his ongoing chase for more records, what does this all mean for Djokovic's legacy? Where does it place him in that that endless greatest of all time debate?
Yeah, think about the dedication, the consistency over, nearly 2 decades now, to achieve that kind of sustained success. It's really something to reflect on. What does it tell us about pushing boundaries?